Okay, so we're going to talk about today is something that probably a lot of people underrate, and that is what we call the cucumbers, right?
Okay.
Now, the first time I came across a cucumber, I said to myself, I was about 5. I said, "What is that?" Right? So my grandfather taught me how to cut it, wash it, and so on, and mix it with other things, right? And then later on, I was invited to go to the races, and people were saying, "Oh, these cucumber sandwiches are so lovely," you know. and I started looking at it, and it was a con. They were paying like about £5 or £10 for a small sandwich, and what they're doing, they're taking white bread.
We don't like white bread. We don't like white bread on the breakfast show. We don't like it.
No, exactly. So they took the edges off, right? And then they take the skin off the cucumber, and so they would only use the flesh inside without the seeds, right? They'd put it in, and they'd put a bit of maybe salt, a bit of oil or whatever, and they'd be selling these cucumber sandwiches like to all the attendees at Ascot and places like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so using white bread with cucumber flesh, it might taste good, but with mustard or whatever, it's not much good for you.
Absolutely.
You've got to eat the cucumber with the skin on. That's the key, right? And if you do that, you're going to have enormous benefits. So I'm going to quickly, because of time, give you the benefits of cucumbers. By the way, I grow cucumbers every summer. And I've had as many as about 45, 50 cucumbers of about 8 plants.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a special rack I've designed with strings, right? And so when the cucumbers grow, they start growing their tendrils, what I call their tendrils, and then the cucumbers start to grow. And then there's nothing more tasty than a summer day, and then you pick up a cucumber from your own yard, organic, and you eat that fresh within 5 minutes. It's unbelievably tasty.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so number one for cucumber is hydration. Mm-hmm. Hydration is very, very important part, especially in hot weather. And don't kid yourself, you can get dehydrated at 20 degrees, especially if you're not used to hot weather. So hydration is one. We do believe it's also good for bone health, because it's got a very, very small amount of vitamin K, mm-hmm. but enough to give you a bit of a kickstart, like vitamin K, right? Mm-hmm. Now, also, it is very important that it contains calcium, right? And so you wouldn't think so, but it does. So you don't get calcium just from goat's cheese or whatever. You get it from cucumber. So the vitamin K in the cucumber helps improve calcium absorption, see? Now, also studies have found that because it's a member of what they call the cucurbitaceae. Now look at the words, cucurbitaceae, bitter, right? Family of plants. Cucumbers contain high levels of bitter-tasting nutrients known as cucurbitacin. Mm-hmm. And that little bit of bitterness helps your liver, right? Okay. And quite a few studies have shown that when you eat bitter foods naturally, like bitter gourd, bitter melon, cucumber and all that, it actually reduces the occurrence of cancer cells from reproducing.
Oh, right.
Right? So that's a big thing. And cancer is a big thing these days, right? Mm-hmm. So now, also, it's very good for cardiovascular health because you get potassium. You get potassium and magnesium. And these two, potassium and magnesium, are critical for heart to pump. Right? So if you eat a whole cucumber with their skin on, right, unpeeled, mm-hmm. that will help you with your actual level of potassium and magnesium, and this stops cramping in the legs as well. So I give footballers, cucumbers to eat on a regular basis because that helps you running.
Okay, and so keep the cucumber skin on. Keep it on.
Absolutely. But now, if you grow your own, you don't need to wash it with soap. You don't, right? Mm-hmm. If you grow your own. But if you get commercially grown cucumbers, get a brush, a good solid brush, put some like veggie wash or some good detergent, a few drops, and then with warm water and scrub it, because it's like the spray of pesticides and residues. If you do wash that, you'll get rid of it, right? But best if you grow. They're easy to grow, very easy to grow. Mm-hmm. Now, and a couple of other things. Diabetes. It's actually good for preventing and helping to put, because when you eat cucumbers, you regulate the amount of insulin that comes out of your pancreas. You see, and see if you're eating something that's sweet, and the insulin is going to come at you, but it might be over insulin. So when you eat cucumber, it regulates insulin to just the right level, so your blood sugar level in the body remains normal.
Nice.
So that's a big factor for the glycemic index. It's low in the glycemic index, which means it doesn't cause additional extra sugar.
Okay? Gotcha.
So that's the key. Now, one more thing or a couple more things. Inflammation. Now, a huge amount of people I see have got either external inflammation, like acne, psoriasis, skin problems or whatever, or rashes or eczema, but they've also got a lot of internal inflammation. I've seen cucumbers, like one cucumber a day, work wonders for the intestinal tract.
Wow.
Wonders, because, as long as you eat a whole cucumber, that cooling effect, it's like when you've got a fire. You run water on it. Water is anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
So when you run a fire, the fire dies down, right? So likely inside, if you've got a fire inside, which is inflammation, comes from the word flum.
Yeah.
Inflam, which means internal flame.
Yeah, flammable. Yeah. Like
flammable. So when you eat the cucumber with the skin on, the whole cucumber, phenomenal, right? Now, I'm going to give you, because of time, I'm going to give you a recipe which we've used a lot. It's based on a bit of a Greek recipe, but a bit of a twist, right? So what we do, we use a cucumber, quite a big one or two, with the skin on, which we'll chop it up into small pieces. And to it, we add about 6 tomatoes, right? Especially if it's organic and homegrown, 6 chopped up. So we've got the cucumber chopped up, the tomatoes chopped up.
Yeah.
One small red onion chopped up really fine, red onion.
Yep.
And then we had a little bit of chili, right? Just chili and cucumber go very well together, especially if you get your homegrown chili, right? Chili.
Yep.
And then guess what else we had? We had quality, either ghost cheese or Greek feta cheese, right?
Okay.
You add that with it on the top, and then what you add Bragg's apple cider vinegar, just about a couple of tablespoons.
Yep.
And then you add some extra virgin Greek olive oil, okay?
Yep.
And then finally you had a pinch of sel de Guérande. That's one of my favourite salts.
Sel de Guérande.
Sel de Guérande, right? Which comes from the northwestern part of France. So when you have this mixture of cucumber and onion and feta cheese and so on, you put all that extra, you put the extra virgin olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and salt, and a chili. Oh, I tell you what,
wow.
as a meal, it is very hydrating, and it's also very, very high in potassium and magnesium, and it's really healthy for you. So, and don't put too much feta cheese, otherwise the feta cheese will take over.
Okay.
You only need to put about maybe 2 tablespoons per person.
Okay.
But there's enough there. There's enough there to break down the protein.
Yeah.
And after you've eaten a meal like that, you're going to feel so refreshed. You're going to feel cool and so.
Okay.
Right? And then finally, if you have irritable bowel syndrome or some sort of inflammation in the bowel, make a dish like that and have it on a daily basis. And within about 3 weeks to 3 months, they should be completely healed.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Make sense?
That's amazing. Yeah. So, because a lot of people struggle with these things, like IBS.
Oh, yes.
People struggle with it, and there are different types of medications and stuff. And not to say anything against medications, but what you're saying is that just what you're eating can actually have such a huge effect on the things that people go through regularly.
Yeah. Absolutely. And while we have it, I'll tell you something fascinating. I met a very capable doctor in Australia. And he admitted to me that if the medical profession used the word syndrome, like, for example, irritable bowel syndrome, what they're actually telling you, we don't know what the hell we're doing, how to fix it, so we call it syndrome. Okay. So it sounds great, you know?
Okay.
So you've got, Mr. Patient, Mrs. Patient, you've got irritable bowel syndrome, IBS.
Okay.
So, have I?
Okay.
But all it is, take the syndrome out and just fix the irritable bowel.
That's it. Wonderful. we have Breakfast Show talkers here. So Carmen says, Carmen. She says, cucumber is my baby. Love it, love it, love it. And Julie says, I'm going to grow my own cucumbers and I'm going to make the salad. Yep. So look,
Fantastic.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I think that's
just before we wind up, I just thought of a way that I've done it before, and I didn't mention it. I mentioned Greek feta cheese, right?
Yep.
Good quality one. Mm-hmm. But guess what else makes it even more nutritious?
Oh, here we go.
If you put a tablespoon of Greek feta cheese, quality one, and some companies like Lidl sell it, right? Yep. Greek feta cheese, like a tablespoon of that or more, and then you add another tablespoon of quality soft goat cheese.
Okay.
Right? Then that combination, the goat cheese is alkaline, the feta cheese is acidic, so it reduces the amount of acidity, and that combination is very high protein. So if you're into bodybuilding, muscle building, or simply want to slim down, the combination of feta cheese, Greek, and they make the best feta cheese. And the goat cheese, like French goat cheese or English goat cheese. There's one called Abergavenny, which is the right one, very soft, but it's lovely.
You are spoiling us today.
And you put it on the top. You put it on the top of the salad, and then you put a mouthful of that in, and then a mouthful of cucumber, and onion, and so on. Bingo. Yep. You've got it like this.
Hey, so just to recap, so we got cucumber with the skin on chopped up, 6 tomatoes chopped up, small red onion chopped up, chili chopped up. Put Bragg's apple cider vinegar on there, some olive oil, right? Sel de Garonne, salt, a French salt, quality goat's cheese or feta cheese, and you just added soft goat's cheese as well.
That's it. That's it. You got it.
And could you throw in some olives? Could you throw in some? Sorry, Hercules. I know it's time to go, but you could throw in some olives.
You could put some like black olives or some green olives that have been treated properly, and just chop it up, and that adds another flavour and also adds extra potassium.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. So look, that's it. That's a wrap. Guys, that was it. We've literally exuded all the joy, goodness, gladness, and determination from Ronald today, and also from Petrina. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, you super couple.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And I look forward.
Have a great week.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to next week with you. And also I want to give a huge thanks to Hercules for returning back from the dark ages, returning back to us on the Breakfast Show. Thank you for being with us today, Hercules.
No problem. It's great to be back.
Awesome man of sound. And I want to thank you, dear listener, for being with us today. If you are listening to The Breakfast Show today, and maybe you're not catching it live right now, but you're catching a replay on YouTube, definitely like, share the link, subscribe to the channel so you know all the updates of these replay of the show, so you can follow us on the journey, and then join us live Monday to Friday on libertyradio.co.uk, where we can have the interaction, our live chat, and all the other good stuff. Guys, I'm done for today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of these 2 celery stalks that Ronald told us about, and I'm going to go and reduce that 3-inch waist size, man, because things have got to happen in my life. I've got to change my life. Things have got to get better. Until then, tomorrow we're going to be looking at your wellness and personal development, and we're gonna go again. Until then, guys, stay powerful, have a robust day. Thank you, me Julie, and there's the information from Petrina 10 in the live chat. Until tomorrow, ciao for now.
Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m.